Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Love is in the air and my money is in my hands. Giving it to Blizzard for this wonderful new set we've got. I'm Slidewhistle.
It's your boy, Immunization.
And it's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag. And I just want to say, we've got a lot of cool stuff to cover on this episode. But resident Seinfeld heads that you are, I'm calling out to you. Why did Larry David beat up Elmo? Why did Larry David
beat up Elmo? When did
Larry
he beat up Elmo?
David went on Good Morning America to do something, and Elmo and Elmo's dad were also a guest. And they were talking to Al Roker, and all of a sudden you hear like, oh, and they cut back, and Larry David is swinging. He is punching Elmo, and everyone's like, what? Like, this bit was clearly not explained by Larry David.
So is Elmo currently in the ICU? I'm worried that this is swiftly becoming a celebrity death segment here.
Well,
When was this? Was this today?
This was like today or like yesterday.
Okay,
it was all
what?
over Twitter. And I was like,
What is
Larry,
Elmo
what the
doing?
hell? And also, Elmo's not going to play it off like, oh, you really beat up Elmo. He was like, Larry, you're so nice. And like, you can tell the people on the cast are really weirded out. Like, the the Good Morning America anchor is like, Larry has a problem with Elmo, and like Elmo's dad is like, you should always get permission before you put your hands on someone.
Well, I mean, honestly,
It's like, what the fuck's going on with Larry David, man?
I mean, if you need an explanation, I think really you just got to watch Seinfeld, because George is just Larry David. Like, when George is literally just Larry David. So, like, honestly, I can see George fighting Elmo because, I mean, he did. Because Larry David did fight Elmo. I thought you were going to say the thing about Elmo was tweeting, asking people how their day
yeah, and then they're like, Elmo, I'm going to fucking...
I'm going to kill myself.
I'm going to put a bullet through the roof of my mouth, Elmo. And then
Elmo was like, is everybody okay?
He and all the Crusaders had to... Like, fucking Snuffleupagus is like, I know I'm no one's favorite Muppet, but if you need to reach out, I have a listening trunk.
Everyone's going through tough times, let me tell you. Larry David, Elmo, Snuffleupagus, people on the internet, but not the citizens of Proudmoore, for the most part.
So, okay, we have a very small WoW worldview because, as we've said on the show somewhat recently, I don't remember when exactly, that like recently we discovered that trade chats are not all made the same, and we've been in our little Proudmoore bubble that apparently if you step out of, so if like you're on Illidan, apparently it's still like it's 2004 or 2005 in there.
Yeah, the girls, gays, and days run trade chat. And
I'm
it's
sorry,
great.
was the third one Days? The Days?
Theys, girls, gays, and days.
I see.
But yeah, this fucking Sailor Alloon set has been lighting the server on fire. I see it on every street corner from the trading post, which we have to talk about the trading post, right? But then this kind of goes hand in hand with the shop that they updated today. So, you know, I guess I don't know. Where do you guys want to start at?
So I guess that is the big thing, is that the trading post is here. Do we want to do that off the bat, or just talk about this hot set?
I guess we could for once, let's talk about the final item on its own, right? And then we talk about the rest of them.
Yeah, so this is the set that we mentioned probably about a month or two ago that was data mined a while back, and it is just like heart-themed Sailor Moon type outfit, and I feel like back then we made an assumption that it had something to do with like Love is in the Air or something like that.
Which is not incorrect, because I feel like the whole trading post is sort of Love is in the Air themed this time.
Yeah, it's very, very pink, which is cute. I love it, honestly. It's a very, very nice set we got this month. But and I guess technically, yeah, it has to do with Love is in the Air, because like you can get points to work towards it by doing the Love is in the Air shit when that comes out.
I just wanted to say, as the once canceled, might still be canceled Lizzo once said, pink. It goes with everything. And it is on everything this month.
Yeah, it's insane. But like the set is like what, a 7-piece beautiful magical witch girl. Well, magical good witch girl. Is that what you'd say the pink one is like? Because like there's a black one that's on sale, but what's the pink one?
I think you're using one too many adjectives. I think you can just say that it's a magical girl outfit, basically.
Yes, this is not to throw my weight around here, but this is a Sailor Chibi Moon set, and the other one is closer to a Sailor. Cubby Bub's gonna kill me if I get this one wrong. Saturn, I believe Saturn was the emo one.
Saturn, was she green? Was that Jupiter?
No, Saturn had a little butch cut. She was a little girl, and everything was like dark purple. She gets the least amount of lip service.
Like, I'm talking like we have never seen a set like this before in the Wowosphere. You literally get to wear thigh highs now. Like the pants are just thigh highs. Like it's the closest we've gotten to just the socks trends more or less not on the shoes. I feel like is that accurate?
Weirdly enough, I feel like the only thing that's kind of verged in this territory, which like on vibes mainly, not like presentation necessarily, but like the Jester set is like the closest thing I think we've had to this so far.
Okay, vibes. I can see that. That makes sense.
They once messed around with thigh highs, at least for cloth wearers in TBC, but that is distinctly like the Homog. Like it was like it was like butt floss with like leather strappy thigh highs. This strikes me as more cute than ho ho.
Yeah, this is basically what they would give Mercy in Overwatch for a Love is in the Air event, probably. I will say that like one thing I necessarily don't really get about it is I do think the shoulders don't really necessarily go that well with it.
The shoulders are weird. I will agree. They're kind of like big lunar moon spaceships. But when you take them off, it feels like something is missing. And I haven't been able to find something that replaces them yet. I mean, when you have them off, you have a very nude shoulder, though. So if you're going for, like, sexy, it's almost a little too sexy sometimes. I don't know when I was looking at it.
Well, Slidewhistle, I know you're not typically a cloth guy, but the answer obviously is Draenor sausage.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Fire it up. Throw one of those bad boys. There's not, like, a pink or red one, but, I mean, the gray one works.
But so there's this beautiful set you can get in the trader shop. No, you can just get it by completing the monthly rewards for the trading post. I never have done this so fast in my life. I did this like at lunch today.
I was going to ask if you boys have gotten your Sailor Moon set yet. So did you guys grind it out today in like the like 2 days that we had?
I actually sent you technical difficulties with your computer because Slidewhistle logged into the recording studio. He rolled through the door, was taking off his coat, and I was a mere 100 points away. And I said, oh, I'm going to look like such a fucking goon if I'm sitting here at 900 of 1,000. Not magic. I am not a Sailor Senshi. But luckily, I used my moon prism power to mess up your microphone.
How did you do it? What was your technique to get your quick stuff today?
Well, it's just a lot. I started up war mode for the first time in forever. And I just did world quests because there are like, do X amount of world quests, do X amount of world quests in the Emerald Dream, get Emerald Dream rep, do it with war mode on. And I just power leveled that because they didn't have a lot of little silly billy ones. And the ones they did have were like, use this toy from last May.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't buy that toy.
It's because like, it's early in the month and like, I know that like, they try to make it in a way that is like easily accessible for the people who are like far more casual. I feel like so they have like a full month to complete this just by like casually doing like the week to week stuff that is like particular to that week. I feel like their original intention wasn't for people to grind it out in the first 24 hours that the month is released, but you know.
Well, then they shouldn't have made such a cutie patootie set. I was driven. I needed that.
I was min-maxing with alts. I was like, okay, so this alt could get this because it's like gain rep, and I'm like, oh well, let me use a character that like has the rep boost because they're not max level with the Dream Wardens yet. So I was doing stuff like that, swapping around, filling holes, sending myself work orders. I got a 25k tip today with the work order. That was crazy, and it wasn't even from me. I did all that. I got the beautiful set, put it on all my characters, and just kind of, chilled in trade chat with the other Sailor Loons who were very excited about this.
Yeah, so as Slide said, the gays on Proudmoore are very excited for this set, and I assume the three of us were joking on the side, like before we were recording, just like surmising about what some of the people, basically some of those gamer guys that like have toxic masculinity, how they would react to being, well, basically, because like it's the reward for the end. So like at some point, this girly outfit is going to be forced upon them.
Especially because I believe that old things from months where you didn't open it up, at least old tenders, stay in the box. So like say you didn't get your 500, then the next month you open it, the 500 is still there. Which means if they manage to accidentally finish it this month, they can never go back to the box. They could open it next February and it'd be like, oh, the girly set's right here.
Pick it up. So the very cutesy one is in the, you get it by doing your activities, but the nice emo goth girl shadow heart evil version, like black and purple one, that one's in the shop, and that one is attached to a mount. So it also comes with a fox recolor that's also in the trading post of like a dark fox that flies. $30 is how much this set costs for a mount and for a transmog set. Mounts cost what normally? $25, $20 on their own when they're brand new? What, transmogs are what? $15, $20 when they come out? $17.88?
I mean, like, I feel like we've seen some lesser ones for like $5, but yeah, I mean, I feel so like even if you say that it's $5 plus 25, that's 30. So like it'll be more. It's like I feel like this new set would at least be 10. So here we are again. I feel like people accuse us of being shills for Blizzard, but we always just do the math and we're like, it's on paper worth it if you're into this stuff. But also, no one's forcing you to do this shit. Like you already get one for free just by doing the traders post shit for the month, and it's the cuter one, in my opinion, for like the month and for like the Valentine's Day coming up. So
and let it never be said that we are total shills, because if you look back, rewind the clock, when the Shakespeare poet set came out, that one got flamed.
Nah, I'm not buying that one. I refuse. That one's so fucking ugly.
Honestly, most of the T-Mog sets that have been added, we flamed, if we're being honest here.
I think it's okay. Like, if you're out there and you think that they're ugly, or you think, like, I'm never going to spend money on that, that's fine. Like, no problem. But if you're out there thinking, WoW needs to stop putting these in the shop, you're stupid. I'm sorry. They have to. They need to make money. Think about your WoW sub. $15 in 2004. In 2024 is $25. So if anything, if the WoW sub doesn't move and they keep doing this with like in-game shops to balance out the inflation that they're facing, who cares? We're good. You get a cheaper WoW sub. This item is going to go to the trading post. They even say that. It'll be in the trading post in at least 3 months from now, is what it says. Or anywhere from 3 months to probably a year.
Ooh, I didn't see that. The Sailor Saturn set will be in there?
Yes, it says that it will be gone off the store forever and available eventually in the shop at some point. Or in the Trader Tender shop. So, like, you can get this for free still. You just gotta wait. And if you have a problem with FOMO, sorry, bud. Neener, wiener, wiener. Ha!
Got him!
Yeah, so I feel like now is a good time to transition into a Heroes Call Board.
Is this a traditional Heroes Call Board? It's like a mini Heroes Call Board.
Hero Call Board. Mini Hero. I would say it's a proper Heroes Call Board because I pulled it for you here, but Slide has brought together a collection of people that are mad.
We've got some really good ones here. We got one from Sayadar on Wowhead that says, "Should've been on the holiday vendor. Did the actual holiday even get updates? We don't know, Sayadar. It's not the time yet. It hasn't happened."
Yeah, I mean, like, for all we know, they have some other heart-themed things that'll be available there.
Of all the takes that I've seen, I've never seen somebody say this. "It's pretty ugly, TBH. I would never waste money on that recolor." Okay, everyone's either saying it's too expensive or they're mad that they're not getting it right now. Nobody's saying it's ugly, Henf. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's just factually untrue. Like they did well with this one. I'll give them their props.
Saloon says, Blizz, quit your BS. You knew people wanted the purple one the most, so now you're making them buy it? Not to mention the blue one is unavailable after the free watch. And I was thinking, like, free watch? Overwatch? No, the golden timepiece from last month. And they go, it looked cool for a watch. Still not as impressive as the literal spectral tiger revamp we got before. You owe us all 3 colors.
God, these people are so entitled. You owe us. When, like, this whole situation, the traders post, is just Blizzard giving us free shit.
Spoken like a true Selunite, am I right? Fucking
I
Saloon.
was like, these fucking Selenites out here.
Oh, God, taking your best girl and making her dye her hair a terrible color. Ugh.
Now, this one isn't really a bad one. This is from Facebook. Carmen Stairwalt says, I need hair with the hats. Carmen, you are 100% correct. Why the fuck haven't... This should be Microsoft's #1 priority. They should fucking get the hair with the hats right.
So, Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong. The current mage hat, can you see hair under it?
You can. Well, you know what? I'm not really the guy to go to for that because I was going to say, you want to see hair, play Worgen. It clips through everything. But no, I do not believe that you can. I believe when I shift back into Susan, she ball hit it.
Okay, I thought maybe this is a dream I had then.
Maybe, like I said, I'm not the guy to go to, but I need to. I've actually, I hate to say it, I have not seen it on another like long-haired character. Everyone else I've seen who wears the hat is, oh my God, Percy's going off on her cone.
Is she scratching it?
She is. She's trying to scratch her big head, and she's got a cone on, so she can't do nothing. But she's like, let me just keep scratching for 2 hours and try and brute force my way through. But what I was going to say is everyone I've seen it on has been a short-haired man. So I need everyone to send their girly pics wearing the big wizard train hat on and let us know.
You know, maybe like after the recording, Koragos will go to the barbershop and get like a wig or something, and we'll test this out.
Unique?
You know what's funny? I've been really comparing social medias and their fan bases to each other recently. We're doing it with wrestling, we're doing it with WoW, because I don't really use X, Twitter. I don't check it anymore, so I have to use other things like Facebook. Facebook has been really odd. I feel like a lot of the people that hate have kind of left Facebook in general, and it's been kind of a weirdly positive more space. This dude says, waiting on the word salad about how evil Blizzard is as a company for putting out cosmetics that don't give any extra advantage to the game and look cute. Hold up. That'll probably be posted on the forums. Oh, and he's got 5 laughing emojis, so he's really laughing at his own joke.
He's really killing it over there.
But it's true. The way people act to these things being added to the shop or whatever, you would think that like this is like a pay-to-win feature or something, or like just like the thought of buying a cute dress is the same as like being able to just pay $20 to Blizzard personally and get an AOTC achievement or something.
Well, and then especially not to compare to other successful MMOs, but you kind of have to, you got 2 MMOs at the top. I just learned that Final Fantasy transmogs are not account-wide all the time. They're usually just for the character. Now, I know alts are different in that game, but they cost $18 for one. You can only wear it on one character? That's kind of weird. Why not make it on all characters?
I feel like a lot of people's thing is that like they just do everything on one character though. But yeah, that is very weird. When we were talking about this earlier before we started recording, I was shocked when y'all were talking about this. I was like, really?
Well, some of their mounts are for all characters, so at that point, why not make all the transmogs for all characters? Like, that isn't really... Where's the logic? If the mounts can do it, why can't the clothes do it all the time?
Why can't the eating pizza emote? I got 6 characters on that game. They all love Za. You telling me I have to shell out $42 for pizza? What is this, Pizza House? What is this, Pizza John's?
I think one of my favorite, the last one I have here, is this guy who said, so someone said, then don't buy it. If you don't want the transmog, then don't buy it, right? And this is on Reddit. And somebody else goes, or to Blizzard, don't sell it. Nobody's making you. and selling it provides no tangible benefit to the game. I mean, it goes both ways. You're just making the don't buy cigarettes, kids argument. Huh? What?
There's a lot to unpack here, honestly.
This is a very EverQuestian mindset of my man here. I'm actually a huge fan of the world before they put this thing in. I need Blizzard to keep the game the same forever.
Never change.
And first off, I'm like, what do they... So they're saying that it doesn't tangibly add anything to the game? Well, that's just incorrect because it tangibly added some new T-Mogs to the game.
Yeah, there are 7 items that I did not previously have that are now inside the code of the game and inside my bags. So that is only an addition.
I hope we get more things like this. And not, just because, like, if they give us great sets and then we know they're coming to the trading post so you don't even have to buy them, like, you know, then that's fantastic. Keep them coming.
My favorite thing, and I didn't do as much research, but the thing I saw the most is like, this is clearly for the girls. And these people would never say the gays, but it's the girls, gays, days. But it's like, when are they making things for men? Which, not saying that anything is gendered, because it's not. But also, y'all had that big goblin trash armor last month. That was for the men.
I just feel like
I don't
the
know
armor they
any...
make, it's kind of men-coded, if I'm being honest. It's
Yeah,
all very ugly.
Yeah, it's just all very nasty, ugly. That one is like, oh, it has a motorized skull that's chomping on a nitrous canister.
Like, another counterpoint here, like, has this dude ever been to Orgrimmar? That's for the men. The stinky, gross men.
That's a man's paradise over there. They give all their buildings unhelpful names like the Ring of Honor. What does that mean? Who cares? It sounds cool. It's for the boys.
Samoa Joe comes through here all the time still. That's a wrestling promotion. But now we talk about the other items in Trading Post that complement both of these items, both of these transmog sets, because there's a lot of pink things in here. So we got your February 2023 Trading Post items. Find the post that WoW made and follow along if you want. Or not, I don't care.
We're going to start with, of course, speaking of the girls, gays, and theys, we're talking about the pets, mounts, and toys. And we will open up with 2 pets. We have Bugsy and Nell, who are little beebles. Bugsy is thematic and covered in pink hearts. And Nell, I guess, is also covered in hearts, but he just looks like a ladybug.
2 cute bugs. I mean, I'm gonna give them a moot only because I feel like for the pets, they're cheap. $250? I feel like normally pets are what, $650? $700?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been really wilding out with these pets recently where they're like, yeah, 1,200 tenders for this little worm. And I'm like, no thanks. So yeah, I agree. I will give this a moot. I mean, like, I'm not going to buy them. I don't really care about pets that much, but whatever. They're at least somewhat cheap.
Agreed. Although I do like that they've decided Bugsy lives in the void. Who knows where she is? She's just on a map. Nell actually did go out, and he's like part of the thoroughfare. It's interesting. I wonder which one they made first. If they had a lot of artists focus on Nell, and then they were like, we fired everyone else who did that one. I don't know, just put Bugsy looking to the side on like a random render.
Honestly, you might be onto something.
Yeah, just put Bugsy over the Kalimdor, the slideshow thing we got.
So Bugsy's like stretched out weird and is doing their mount animation, like their heads to the side. So like it looks weird if you're looking at it by itself.
Speaking of mounts, up next we have the Fur Endship Fox, and it is a pink flying fox mount. I assume this is the one that is like the pink version of the one that comes in the shop that you can buy. That's part of the purple set, right?
Although I don't know, because like all the animations are the same, the wings are the same, the body's the same, but you look at the Friendship Fox and she is like serving. She is she is putting so much more out there than just like winged Vulpin.
Yeah, this is a top 2. I was gonna buy it, but $750 is a lot, so I froze it instead, and I bought the Spectral Griffin, which was $650. Saved 100 tendies today. We'll see what it looks like next month.
I'm going to give it a very strong 2. I will probably end up buying this if I have enough tenders. I just love it. I think it's very, very well done.
I am debating on the final one counting. So because we already discussed it, I am just going to skip past that and say, this is my shoot of the month. The Ferenz Ship Fox. I love this dude. She's doing the most. Love amount. Little expensive, but I feel like it's worth it. Shoot.
Shooty shoots. That's a shoot. Wow. So wait, so did you buy it already then? Or are you going to buy it?
Yes, I already did buy it. And I bought these special anniversary items, the first of which took everyone by surprise. Coming into a big old 10 traders tenders, scrape them together. It's the mannequin charm.
This shit is so fucking weird. So the post says, it's been 1 year since T&W, Tawny and Wilder, and the Century Trading Post opened their doors. To commemorate the occasion, here's 2 special items at their wares, available at a low price you can't afford to miss. And like Aaron said, 10 traders tenders for a toy. I bought the mannequin charm immediately. I'm going to give it a moot, only because I'm too afraid to put it down to see what it does.
I was just about to say, I haven't seen anyone summon them yet. All it is it's a toy, and it creates a wooden mannequin.
They're kind of creepy. I mean, I'm going to give it a 2 just because I've never seen anything like this before, but it is kind of creepy.
It says represent the trading post. My dude, they're just human mannequins. Like, the trading post didn't invent human mannequins, right? Or did they?
Also, I saw a post today. We've never seen it because we're not dirty horties, but theirs don't have hair. Why?
What do you mean?
The orc woman and the orc man are bald.
Oh, they're orc.
Yeah, they're bald.
So I wonder if this charm for the Horde, do they get a Horde version of this toy then?
Oh, that's what. So it must make. Wait. How do we know ours has hair though? No one's seen one in the wild. No one's seen one in the wild. This could be old.
So these mannequins existed at the Traders Post. The thing is, you can just bring them out now with this toy. But I checked, and at our Traders Post, they have hair.
Oh. I never really looked that closely
at it. Are T&W gluing hair onto these things?
They're petrifying humans. They're probably a fucking horde group sent to kill us all. They're taking over.
I feel like we just discovered the dark side of the T&W Trading Post, and like maybe in about like a year's time, there's going to be like an hour and a half long YouTube documentary series about all the dark shit that's been going down at the Trading Post.
Between T&W and TNS, that's Taylor Swift, there are so many psyops running in my life.
Just too many.
I can't believe the entirety of the NFL is kowtowing to her to just what? I'm sorry. Yeah, it was all supposed to be to have us vote for Biden.
I've never understood that whole thing. Also, I don't understand. Like, it's nice that this mannequin charm is 10 trader standees, but I am a little worried because if you guys remember, there was an event in Overwatch where they're like, "Here, have this Bastion skin for 1 credit," and like the number of us that were then like 1 credit away from being able to buy the battle pass or 1 credit from being able to buy some other item because of this fucking Bastion skin that none of us actually really wanted, you know?
You're right. I'm going to be 100 away from buying like a cloak or a very cheap shovel or something. And I'll be like, why am I only at 40? Fuck.
I already cursed myself and I did it. I did it.
Oh, I'm going to do it too.
On Overwatch and I did it on WoW. I'm forever ruined with an ugly number.
Well, the PsyOps also brought another treat out for the anniversary gift. They dug up a 14-year-old recruiter friend mount that I don't think anybody is actually upset about because everyone's like, yeah, sure, give it to anybody. The X-53 touring rocket is here for 100 trader attendees. The 2-passenger mount, the first one they ever made.
Yeah, easy toot for me. I mean, 100 tenders, great deal. Cool amount.
Easy to. I've been dreaming to get a rocket like this ever since Cubby Bub pulled one out of a Noyotron 6 years ago.
No, this one's recruiter friend, so she got the geosynchronous.
Yeah, she got the solo one.
This guy, I give it a 2. Like, I have it, but 100 for a mount is amazing, and nobody's crying over this one. It does not look cute when you do fast moves because it's just a log you're sitting on. Also, for the whole month, you still get an additional 500 Traders Tendies as an anniversary present. So eat up.
Yeah, we're eating good this month at the Traders Post, because up next we have Armor Transmogs. Up first we have the Dueler's Rosy Shoulder Capes. It's on each shoulder it has their own like pink cape, and there is a gold clasp that attaches to your chest on each side. I'm gonna give it a 2. I might end up getting them. I mean, I like these capes that are like split like this because it gives you the option to just have like one shoulder, which you could definitely find a Mog to work with that too.
Oh, I didn't even think about a one shoulder Mog with these. I already bought this.
You can flex your Uther energy.
Damn, this is a big 2. And I'm excited for more colors because I want to have options for this thing. So, City Hot Tenders, beautiful 2.
Yep, I'm going to toot it. Not the pink. He's going to stay in the shop for now. But when he brings his gamer red and forest green friends along, I'll be like, yeah.
And then up next we have 4 different like flower corsages. We have the Fanciful, the Gothic, the Rosy, and the Sanguine. They are like either hand or wrist or offhand for the bouquet. They're all 100 attendees. I don't know how I feel about them, honestly. I mean, I'm going to give them all a moot, if I'm being honest.
I think they fucked this up because there's 3 corsages here, and there's 1 bouquet. So, but the corsages say wrist, hand. The rosy corsage cannot be on the hand, because then that means that you could wear 2 corsages at once, with 1 on the wrist and 1 on the hand. I think this is a misprint, and we have 3 corsages on wrist.
I did not participate in the corsage pack, which who knows, maybe this is what this is, and it's just, this is it returning off of the shop into the Traders Post, but the 1 corsage you get in base game, I know is a wrist item, so I'm going to assume the rosy corsage, they fucked it up.
I'm going to give it a moot.
Yeah, I'm going to moot it as well. Happy for people, but much like the watch, you have to sacrifice so much to actually see these things.
Yeah, it's cute or whatever. And like, I guess if you like are having a wedding at the chapel and there's not a tragic event happening, and while you're getting married, you can do corsages and you could like quickly like put on your transmog in between. The Sanguine Bouquet, though, I'm gonna give this a 2. Very rarely do I look at a bouquet of flower transmog and think I'm gonna wear that, but this guy is big. And it's got big, ugly sticks coming out of it, out of the roses, and I like that. You can get a really good Ben Thier set with this, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I mean, I'm still giving it a moot, but yeah, no, I feel like this is the most useful, potentially.
Mm-hmm. I'm only mooting it because I have an even deader and more decrepit version of this for my Venthyr transmog. But this one's a good one, too.
Yeah, we're gonna skip through the vagabonds, rusty threads, trappings, and gloves.
Yeah,
you know how
everything you knew, it's in pink now.
Yeah, basically, the tabard,
including the gossamer magenta gown, which I'm very excited if they keep bringing back this Ancrage dress.
I know. Okay, so I'm just gonna scoot all of the tabard, sarong, gloves, trappings because I'm tired of them. Although I think I said this last Traders Post review that if they keep bringing these gowns, I will toot them every single time. I will buy them. All of them, Blizzard. All of them. Give them to me. Top toot.
And I will say, I think you can pair the thigh highs with the magenta gown. So like me, as a male, M-A-I-L, not M-A-L-E.
I mean, your director is also M-A-L-E, so I...
Oh, no! As a male wearer, it's really hard to wear the magenta gowns, or the gowns in general that you're describing, because I can't show off my thigh meat on my leg without having some fabric showing. The only way I can do it is by wearing the dirty red blood tattoos from the Blood Troll set so far. But the thigh highs from the thing this month, they fit pretty well with it. So recommendation to everybody out there, combine those two and you might have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, because like the only other thing I can think of are in particular, because you're right, that male is hard for Slutmog, and I feel like it always has been. But for cloth, there are some stockings that go well with this, and I'm very accustomed to wearing them with these gowns. So
Night Elf Heritage Armor underwear or pants go great with this as well. We got the Blade Masters Crimson Stones. I'm gonna give it a 2. They're the big anal neck beads. I'm still a fan of these. I haven't bought this, but I might. I think I will.
Red's a good color. Gotta toot it.
I'm gonna mood them. I'm already kind of getting tired of them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this next one here. Crown of the White Rose. I'm sorry, but this is a big fucking boot for me. The colors do not match. It's ugly, and it's really fucking hard to wear a hairstyle you like with it because your hair pokes through it. Girl, Lena's not going to get to see a shred of this crown.
Except that my head pokes through the witch hat anyways, so this one at least looks a little better. The poking isn't as... I think because the hat's just smaller, so when the hair erupts out of it, it doesn't look as bad. I have to toot this one. I do appreciate it. It is only now that I'm realizing that it is of the White Rose. I'm going to assume red and pink are coming in the Love is in the Air event.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna almost boot it, mainly for the same reason Slide said. I think these colors just clash. I don't think they look good. I think it's almost like too much gold to like the rest of it. And I don't know. The gold and pink, it's like too much gold to pink, I think, ratio wise. Oh, this next one, the Battlefield Lover's Bow. So when I was just quickly before we started recording, I was just like scrolling through. I just saw a list of like the names of things. I thought I was getting like another bow, like a Cupid bow type thing with this thing. But this is like a bow that's on your back. I think it's cute though. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, it's a bow. It's got a big heart. I'm gonna give this a 2. My only complaint is, where's the gothic version of this? How I don't have a dark emo version to wear with my Dark Witch set. So what am I supposed to do, Blizzard? You're making me wait now? A paying customer?
We said such nice things about you earlier.
Where's my free alpha?
I love this thing. I mogged into the witch set and I took off my cape and I was like, ugh, there's such an empty void here. And then I scrolled down slightly. I was like, oh, and I can fill it now. This is a big toot. Love this guy. And then we have Battle Raps of the Honored Livejournal.
Okay, this one's for the men.
This horrible.
This is for the boys. It's a gamer red, just Viking adjacent Livejournal. I like the little runes off of it, but it's also leather, so I'm never gonna see this thing. Boot.
Helmet doesn't fit. I just feel like it's always too big. Big boot for me.
I think the shoes look stupid too. It's very much so like, what are those energy? It's like you put some like metal straps on your feet.
It's big Kingdom Hearts energy, like Sora's big yellow clodhoppers. You're wearing those.
It almost looks like the dad's barbecue shoes, the barbecue sandals.
Black
That's
Uncle
what it looks
Grillage
like. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I saw this TikTok yesterday that made me want to fucking throw up. It was this couple that was enabling each other, and they were hollowing out the bottom of their shoes so they could just wear them on their feet so they could go barefoot everywhere and blend in.
I saw that, but listen, I don't think that was real. I think that account is just made to get people like us upset about it, so that way they get engagement by people going, who would ever do this? And then they get clicks and views, and then they get big. Because their feet weren't dirty in the store. I saw it today on the train on the way home. They're faking everything. I bet you anything.
Anyways, these ugly ass shoes reminded me of that because they look hollow.
So, I hope somebody else saw that video this week and was like, "Oh my god, that's so specific." But if not,
I actually did see that as well. And I'm not even on TikTok, so it's so widespread. Is this weird couple? Speaking of weird couple, we got a weird couple of weapons coming your way, starting with the Lost Crusaders Amethyst Battle Axe. I believe we had it in green once, but now it's in pink.
It spins. I'm still going to give this a 2.
I'm going to give this a 2 as well, because this is not only like Love is in the Air themed, but this is Draenei coded. So
I also love that the axe is a very defined Like, one edge is bigger than the other. They're not both the same. You couldn't use that in combat. This is perfect.
I gotta toot it. Not gonna buy it, but I appreciate it being there. Loves Bulwark. It's a big shield that's shaped like a gosh damn heart. That's a toot. That's funny.
This is my shoot. I'm shooting this. I bought this. I don't even have a current shield character, but this might be the thing that gets me to spin up a shield alt. I love this little guy.
I'm gonna give it a toot as well. I just love it. Just like I love these upcoming two, the Love Witch's Rosy Wand, and then the Gothic Scepter, which is just like the goth version of it. This is literally like Sailor Moon wand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the thing she uses like in the transformation sequence. It's great.
They're also getting shoots from me. Everything,
Why
all
not?
the heart weapons are in my shoot. It's one big shoot because there's a lot more coming.
Heart Armory in general is a shoot. I gotta toot these guys, and I gotta toot their big brothers, big cousins, the Love Witch's Rosy Staff and the Twilight Witch's Gothic Stave. They're just bigger versions.
Okay, I have one comment. Did Aaron, did you buy the Rosy Staff yet or no?
I did. I bought the Rosy Stave, but I do not have a staff, so it's future aspirations right now.
My only complaint about it is it like a combination of purple and pink here, or is that just the way it looks in this picture?
Oh God, it might be, I don't know. It might be it's
No,
I think there's a glow at the end because there's also one on the Gothic Stave.
Why didn't you ask me if I had it? Why did you only ask Aaron for? Because I have it and I'm wearing it.
Sorry, I honestly, real talk, I forget what evokers use. So like
fucked up.
Well, because it's weirdly specific.
Yeah, it's
like
also,
they can't use swords like mages can, right?
It's staff and what axe.
Oh, so they can't use maces then, right? Is that the thing? I don't know.
I will say I have both versions. I was running out of tenders. I bought so many fucking weapons. It does glow, so I think they can't capture the right picture of it when it's not moving. They both look so good. It's amazing.
You know, I'm going to give these all toots as well. I just love that they're doing this. Because love is in the air, and I love that they're doing this.
Coming up, this is a funny one to me. Fluorescent Split Blade. It's a giant... Okay, so either the photo on the website is very low poly, and you can see every single, like, crusty pixel, or they said, this is an old TBC weapon. We are not updating anything. Here's like this sword that is clearly out of time.
I think that's what it is, because look at the hilt. Like, that boy looks like it was made in paint. Like, look, it looks old. But it's not in my shoot. This is my boot. I think it's ugly. Split blades, they can never really make work for me to believe that it's a good weapon. Not a fan.
I'm also going to boot it because I think it's ugly, and I think that you're on the right track here. I think it is an old model, but maybe they just spray painted it like purple or pink a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta boot it. Get it out of here. But it's interesting that they put it in between because we're still doing the heart motif. You do get your Valentine's bow, the lovely rosy longbow, and the lovely Gothic longbow. Toots for me as well. I don't even have a bowman, but they're nice.
These are what I wanted. These are my shoots. Love them. Both of them. I will be buying them. I'm going to run out of fucking tenders, aren't I?
I'm right there with you. I haven't bought these yet, but I have to. There's 300 each, but like, if I don't, I'm going to be so pissed if I decide to play Achilles, and I'm going to wear my Cupid outfit, and I don't have these bows to go with it.
The Gothic one also would probably look good with some Dark Ranger mogs, honestly.
Yeah, it's good. It's giving me real Kingdom Hearts energy. Like, I could see Xehanort using this right now.
Like the lovely rosy bow, that's like the actual Keyblade, and then this other one, that's the one that like Riku pulls right in front of the Behemoth fight. The one with the long cutscene that everyone complains about because they're not good at the game.
Damn, you're right.
And then that's it, because even Warcraft, far too often have they recycled their own stuff. They put the Ruby Felfire Bulwark and Ruby Felfire Split Blade in the new section. They are, in fact, not. Those are repeats.
Yeah, what are they lying for?
I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely have had them already.
Yeah, I think they just forgot. Also, there's a bunch of other stuff that returned, but we don't do repeats.
Okay,
And we already
so
talked about the bonus reward, so...
I think your theory about the art team literally being fired while making these is right. Because look at the witch's attire. She's standing in, she's a background, there's a parasol, there's a beautiful sunset, a picnic basket, and then scroll down to the witchy one in the fox.
They put her in an intro to Photoshop gradient. They had a purple background. They made a pink sphere, and then
Oh
they
my
said,
god, she's like trapped in the void. Blizzard, let her speak, Blizzard.
She's in the shadow realm, Yugi boy.
You gotta get her out of there. Spend $30, folks. Free her.
Yeah, but if we aren't doing it officially, I just want to say that overall, the Love Witch's attire is a shoot. I'm doing more than one shoot, just like Slide this month. You know, like it just is so good.
It's so good.
So good. There's also another thing you can buy in the store, which I honestly, if I'm being honest, don't buy this. Don't buy it. Buy it when it's on sale for $2.50 in like 6 months. The Mercomorpher. You can buy it now if you want. I don't care. It's $10. And it turns you and friends into, I think, one of 3 Murlocs. I haven't bought it, so I'm gonna wait for it on sale. Like I said,
It's definitely giving like the next time that there's a sale, it'll be like $3 or something like that. So I probably won't ever buy it, but that would be the time that I would buy it if I were to buy it. I might buy the Twilight set though. I mean,
like my thing is, if the Murloc thing, you're only a Murloc for 20 minutes, and you can be saying only, but like it's, I don't know, and I have a feeling when I get into combat, it's gonna break. So what's the fucking point? Like if it doesn't break in combat, that's a really good strike taken off of it, but I'll find out maybe.
alternatively, its cooldown needs to be short, I guess.
All I know is that it has enormous chucklehead energy. So even if we're not buying it, we will roll up to Raid come next Tuesday. And like 6 people are going to have this thing and be like, it's so funny. I'm a little merman. And because you can turn other people into it, we're all just going to be Murlocs between every single poll.
No.
Because people think it's so hilarious.
Give me the fucking Moonkin statue that Faye would use and turn us into fucking Moonkins all the fucking time.
Well, speaking of Raid, I feel like we were very successful this week in Raid. Aaron, do you want to do the honors?
Oh, yes. Finally, after ever so long, after a year of the goofball. Yeah, after a week of the goofball parade, I finally got AOTC and just went, neat.
And oh my god, let me say, it was amazing because like we were struggling on heals. I mean, most of it's because people are taking damage and people, you know, like standing and stuff. But Immune got on his namesake and he saved the day, making me have to do less work with dispels and everything by existing.
Well, because Slide it thinks that he's too good to dispel, which is like debatedly like half of the job of a healer.
I think I'm too good to dispel. Excuse me, this is character assassination. I think dispelling is boring. I'm not here to dispel. We can hire dispellers. Warlocks can dispel. Mages can decurse.
That is not the same, yes.
Other people need to step
We
up.
can decurse. And I don't know, in my entire playing history, I have seen one curse ever, and it was in Shadowlands, not here.
All I'm saying is I'm a healer, not a dispeller.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Basically, what you said kind of like reaffirms that. Sounds like you feel like you're too good to dispel.
I'm not. Did you check the dispels? The logs? Did you check them?
Well, yeah, because you just say like, I'll revival when they get too high, and that is my job's done for the fight.
Wrong. Check the logs. Actually, I'm curious.
Mom,
I did actually check.
Dad, stop fighting. Let's all just rejoice in doing Firelands.
Oh, I didn't do anything to do with that. I
Yeah.
knew it was coming. I knew that was coming.
Yeah, so like we got AOTC on the first night, and then we just called it there a little bit early, and then on the second night we're like, yeah, we'll bring alts through and do like a heroic clear of the rest of the ones. And honestly, I was impressed with how easily we actually did it with a bunch of like bumfuck nowhere alts, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, a bunch of just randos and weirdos. There was only like 3 people who brought anyone close to being a main, and I think Laridar was the only thing we even had to try. Oh no, I'm sorry, Council of Leaves
Council?
It was weird. Like but the most we wiped on anything was like just once, and then we like corrected it, and I'm like, wow, we're like on low B alts too. Wow.
People were feeling energized. I will say it was funny because on Tuesday after we got AOTC, it was like 10:45, and we were like lined up to go back in to kill the first boss, and I'm like, what are we doing? Why would we ever do this? And luckily, Lynn's computer crashed and got us out of that.
Yeah, I feel like historically, Uno Mas, when we get AOTC, no matter what time, even if it's like within the first like half hour of our raid night, we're taking the rest of the night off, baby.
Yeah, Lynn was like, okay, everyone, get on your alts. I'm gonna start spinning things up, and I had to hit him with the. Have you seen the prayer acceptance beam on TikTok?
The what? Oh no, I don't know what this one is.
This priest just puts his hands up to the camera, not dissimilar to my good friend Tien, and does a triangle, like power beam. But he's like,
I absolve you of your sins.
And then it literally shoots out a magical rainbow triangle like Tien, and he goes,
You have been forgiven.
well, I did a square anger beam over Discord, and I was like, break.
Give up, stop working. I hope I meet this man in my adventures soon. It sounds like a guy I need to get to know.
Yeah, so then his computer broke, and then the next night we full cleared everything else on Heroic, and then we had like an awkward amount of time left, and then we're all just like, let's go to the Firelands for time walking raid. And I'm like, why does it always have to be fucking Firelands whenever we decide to do this as a group?
Time walking raid is just weird because, like, it's not even normal. It's just content. You just go in, and people are like, make sure to brush up on the mechanics. And other than Ragnaros, nothing even mattered.
We did wipe twice on Ragnaros and almost ran out of time.
Very true. But that's mostly just because we were doing a bunch of other stuff. If anyone had like cracked open their books, I'm sure we would have done things. I had music playing so loud I couldn't hear anyone. Like I heard Cass kind of limply explaining the fight, and I was just like, "What? I'm sorry, I can't hear that."
Like that one cat that goes, huh?
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up that like we kind of know, well, not really, because we know the Firelands raid mechanics because we've done it. What, like this is our 5th time now doing this? I feel like 5th overall, 6th overall. What do you think? Because the Ragnaros fight has constantly fucked us. I feel like at the end of a night sometimes, like if it's early, like in a tier, like we just get blasted by it.
Yeah, because I think we did it already this expansion, like as a full raid.
Like have we ever stepped foot? Yeah, we've done Black Temple once, maybe twice. What's the other ones?
Is Ice Crown a thing?
I don't think so. No, Ulduar.
I
Ulduar's
thought.
one.
Oh, Ulduar's the one. Okay, I was gonna say I thought it was just those two. That's why we keep having to do them.
Oh, I think.
But no, we've never done Ulduar as a group.
Once.
Oh, maybe once? I don't know. We might have actually just done old Ulduar before it was even time walking, if I'm being honest. But I don't know. This reminds me. I saw somebody post earlier. I haven't gone to the trader's post log to confirm it. So maybe you guys have. That I guess there's a section for points that references Mists of Pandaria time walking raid bosses killed.
At the trading post?
Oh, like in the journal, but
like
we can't do it yet?
Yeah, like in the journal, but you can't do it yet because it's not out yet. So people are saying that, like, at some point later in the month, the next time walking will be Pandaria, and there will be a raid, which makes me think that the raid will be Siege, and that's why there was all this drama about, like, that AOTC mount having, like, a trader's post, like, link.
Yes. Okay, so Blizzard dispelled the rumor, according to Wildhead, a rumor that they unintentionally, maybe, started. The Blue Post reads as such: "We'd like to dispel this particular rumor. At this time, we do not plan to offer mounts or other skill-based prestige rewards from achievements such as Cutting Edge, or Ahead of the Curve, or Gladiator in the Trading Post. We're very excited about what's coming to the Trading Post in February and beyond, as each month we intend to blah, 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 blah." So they're like, stop fucking talking about it. We're not fucking doing it. Knock it off.
Yeah, which is funny because the Wowhead post that originally started this rumor effectively, it did say that they data it through data mining, which I feel like data mining always causes a little bit of drama. But like I guess in the data mining they saw the AOTC Siege Wolf mount and it had a trader's tender's value associated with it. So people were like, oh, it's being added to the trader's post. But then like in that same Wowhead article, if people just read a little bit longer, Wowhead themselves were like, this could just be because they have plans to have a time walking event with it. And then they're like, this could be you know how in their roadmap they just had something that was vaguely like time walking pandemonium.
Yeah.
So like pandemonium, panda, mists of Pandaria.
It's all right there. For reference, they have 504 comments on the original AOTC mount data mined. People were going crazy in here.
Which I don't think we've sounded off about this on the podcast. I think we did in our Discord, which you can get to by going to DoNotRelent.com. But I legitimately would not even care if they started adding AOTC mounts to the traders post, like whatever. Like
no, especially
because
it's been years
on it.
It's been years,
yeah, right. Especially the old ones.
It'd be one thing. Well, one, I wouldn't care at all. But it'd be one thing if they were like, for 1,000 tenders, you too can get the Fire Rack AOTC thing. I'd be like, well, that's fine. It's clearly a big sacrifice on
And it's also like, it's not like this would give you the achievement, which I feel like the achievement is the part that is really like, oh, I did that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Why is this the line? Like, I can kind of see why it's the line. It's a thing you earned. But again, how many times are you guys whipping out your AOTC mounts? Like, I don't even know which ones are AOTC mounts, if I'm being honest. There were like 5.
And it's also like, I feel like it's not even that much of a flex. I feel like it's very common for subpar guilds to get AOTC, or you could like pay for a carry and get AOTC. I just feel like it's not really like a thing to be hung up on as if like they're giving away like elite rewards to people.
Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a little mean. I'm sorry, everyone. But the circles that like flex the achievables and like really super care about that kind of stuff, AOTC is not like a big achievement for them. Like it'd be one thing if it's like the cutting edge mounts, which once again, I wouldn't care. But if it was like same expansion, it's like you can buy Sylvanas' bat for just 600 tenders. You're like, beans, what was I mythic training for? But it's like, no one's going to be impressed by your blue Legion bird, even if you're in Legion, because AOTC is just sort of the standard when it comes to the raiding community nowadays.
We have the AOTC mount from Legion and Hellfire Citadel. Let me tell you, did we deserve that? I don't even know if we did. We crawled to that finish line with our no-skilled subs back then.
Yeah, I don't even know that I was playing with a monitor, if I'm being honest.
And then, like...
just vibes, just sounds.
And then, like, looking at this mount, it's just a fucking wolf of all the AOTC mounts. You could be like, not that one. I would not know this motherfucker if I saw it on the streets from any of the other wolves we have. So, I don't know. I think it's hilarious that they're like, oh, we should put all the trading card game items in the store. And then it's like, AOTC mount. Wait, no, not like that. Stop.
Which is a whole nother conversation because I feel like I personally never really look at people's mounts. And if I do notice them, I don't think like, how did they get that mount? Or like, it's been so long since I've seen a mount and been like, oh, how did this person get it? And then look it up because I wanted to get it. You know, it's just, I feel like I just don't even see mounts anymore. Maybe it's just because we're all on our fucking dragons now.
Yeah.
I notice people are on their mounts, but only because like, sometimes I'm just like walking around in a circle. And only if it's a cool mount. And, like, I don't know. Like when the Diablo mount, when I saw that guy a lot, I was like, oh my god, I want that. But now I have it. The fucking, the winged guy. So maybe that
the
one.
amalgam of sin.
No, the horsey with the Tyrael's Charger.
Oh, Tyrael's Charger.
So that one,
yeah.
I would say that one honestly did cheapen the mount, because that one is so legendary and so cool, but I digress. But let's go to our top 2, bottom boot, medium moot. I got a real quick top 2 for this week.
Quick tooty toot.
My toot is I got to skip Fireland's raid without having to do the awkward, oh, guys, actually, I don't want to do this, because I just didn't show up to Wednesday.
You missed Randleman in action. He was there. He
Randleman?
did the thing. I did. Well, because time walking raid gives you such low gear. Like, I was like, I can't even bring Booty ATW. She is too good for this. And I don't even know what the fuck's going on with Wigglestein. So I was like, Randleman time.
And his mind must have been blown. He's a shaman. He's like, oh my god, my people. Who are these people?
It was very much so the energy of like when AEW releases their cards, and then like one of the panels is like, "We'll hear from," and then it's just like a picture of Randleman. We'll hear from Randleman tonight, and I was like, "Shit, we haven't heard from Randleman in like literally a calendar year."
Here, I pop for Randleman. What about you, Randleman? What's your top two, bottom boot, medium moot? I'm gonna call you Randleman from now on. I kind of like it.
Well, I guess I'll have to do the Randleman voice then. Just kidding, because this is distinctly someone who saw Growlina and gave her a shout out. This is my top toot of the week.
Toot toot toot.
And I've been holding on to this one all week because it happened in the bit of playing after last week's episode. But I got to give it a shout out to my good friend Krios for approaching me while we were all picking our nose at the Azerothian Archives Big Dig. And he said, hey. And I said, hey. And he goes, big fan of the show. And then he said, I love hearing your segments every week. And I will admit, I was like, hearing my segments? I'm one of the three guys that talks all the time. Dare I say,
he was talking to Growlina herself.
Yes, I did, because I mentioned that to Cubby Bob, and she said, stupido. He's talking to Growlina, the character. And I was like, oh, that's right. Thank you. But it was just very... I don't know, it feels very self-indulgent to be like, top toot. Someone said I was famous, but...
I mean, honestly, like, I think it's top two just because I found that story really fucking hilarious.
I love that you're like, what does this guy mean?
Well, yeah, it was just like, here are your segments. I was like, I know, so there's some episodes where someone talks more than the other, but I was like, I'm usually shouting all the time. But, yes, thank you, Krios. It was very nice to talk with you. It was great. Because I know...
You gotta stay entertained at those big digs. There's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, it's funny. Cubby Bub was like, is that like... Do you get that a lot? And I was like, no. I was like freaking out. She's like, people don't reach out to you. I was like, no, I'm a nobody out there. I get hate mail sometimes from people. Like I talk to them and then later they'd be like, that was really weird. They'd lose my number. But Immunization, round us out. Tell us what you got.
I also have a top two. So we got a triple two action here. And my top two is that I have done, like, is weird that, like, this week I have spent almost the majority of my time on my mage. And I just got Keystone Master on him. And I feel like this is very weird for me. I feel like I normally only reach that status on, like, my priest and my hunter. So this is weird that, like, I have, like, a third character in the mix now.
Gotta
I'm
get a
still on the
fourth.
hunt for another trinket, though. Like, I have 2 unused trinkets, which is really annoying. It's really yucking my yum here.
Trinkets?
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's an insensitive thing to say for people who are struggling to just get trinkets in general. But, you know, I don't want 2 unused trinkets.
2 unused.
Do you have the fire
horrible.
one? I finally managed to ditch the fire one, and I feel like a new man now.
No, so I have, I do. I have the Belarus fire one that you need to be somewhere up in melee to use, and I also have the Naimu trinket, the spindle.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant I don't know who drops it. I think Smolderon, maybe? No, it's Tindril. It's the one where you go ham, and then you have, like, negative 600 haste for a minute afterwards. Yeah. I finally did.
A better Ember Soul, low.
Yeah, I finally ditched that one for a spindle, and I feel great. All of my moves go at the speed God intended them to.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like the spindle, and I like the other one I have. I just don't want to have both of them, because I feel like it gets to the point where, like, a lot of my rotation is using trinkets, and I'm like, I have other spells that I need to be using. But yeah, top two, basically, that I've been really enjoying playing my mage, and I will just continue to say that, like, this season in particular just feels really good for alts. Just really good in general. And I feel like in particular after the last several weeks that were bad affixes, this week the affixes are somewhat better again. So I've like been
What are
dipping
they?
back into keys again. It is tyrannical, which I feel like a lot of people prefer fortified, but like it is what it is. Entangling, I don't know. On a mage, just blink out of it and you're done. Or literally anyone, you can just slowly walk out of it. It's the easiest affix by far. And then bursting, so like I don't know. I just pretend bursting doesn't exist. I just kill everything and then use the the AoE shield. I'm like, I'm helping.
I dig it. The last one's been a drag.
Speaking of digging it, I truly dig the support that we receive from our $5 a month patrons. They include Command Sergeant Major Tjurla, Ahoy Vince, Instinct/Drag Race, Azur, and Digital Dave, asking Growlina to say, "For the Horde." Mitch wants to remind everyone that Rathion isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix, Saracen Hot Kick Puncher, Jerome, Satious and Soup, Adorno, Losing the Patient, Gershom, Big Papa Crispy's Big Mama, Calcus, a tired Void Elf. New patron!
No.
Huzzah! Johnny's Friday is saved.
Huzzah!
Wooly, Slidewhistle Secret Stalker, teehee. Muv, Adaman, Vanderlyle, and Will, aka Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
We're leaving. If you want to send us emails, send it to DoNotRelentpod@gmail.com. Or drop in on the Discord and play Wordle with Immune and friends. Mutal and Tempest is daily. Wordle. I love seeing it.
3:10 a.m. my time. This dude is in there, bam, every day.
You know what? I see it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do Wordle today. But I'm on the train, and then I lose connection. I'm like, fuck, and then it just repeats myself every single time. Anyway, join that at DoNotRelent.com. You can join us there. Worry about you guys. Where are you at?
Well, you can find me, Alex, or Immunization on Twitter at New Era Alex, or on Blue Sky at Immunization. And yes, I just want to give another shout out to our wordlers. We are the most dedicated crew.
I'm not on it, but I'm sometimes around it. My name is Aaron, and you can find me on Twitter at TheBigAcheesy. I'm also on Blue Sky. I forgot my login for that one. And you can find every single social media presence, every single nook and cranny, doodad and gizmo that DNR has possession of at our Linktree. That's linktr.ee/DoNotRelentpod. Think of a social media. We got it. It's there.
Ooh, the Livejournal's back, baby.
The Livejournal's back after its every 2-month hiatus. When will it be back again?
All right, we're leaving. Stay safe. Have a good day. And remember, always stop by Ham City on your way to Hamtramck.
Called shot.
Man, I feel like we're like solidly in our Ham City arc here.
When will the exit ramp take off? Who knows? And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.